Hello, welcome to Conspiracy Bros, where we discuss theories, conspiracies, and controversies. Today, we will be discussing the conspiracies behind Denver International Airport.
Here are some of the main reasons why people believe there are conspiracies behind the Denver International Airport.
First, it covers about 53 square miles, which is about twice the size of Manhattan. Also, they are $3.1 billion over their original budget. They were funded, apparently, by the New World Airport Commission, but we have not been able to find anything that lists it as existing. There are many murals that depict images of war, violence, death, and then peace.
Next, the Queen of England has also purchased lots of property near the Denver International Airport. This current airport has less runways than the previous airport, which was in Stapleton. During the construction process, 5 of the main buildings were buried due to bad construction work.
Apparently, there are a network of tunnels connecting the 5 buried buildings together. These tunnels contain sprinkler systems that have no apparent usage.
There are apparently less runways at the new airport than there were at the old Stapleton Airport. However, given the advancements in technology, as the wings of planes became wider, 2 planes could not be side by side on the same runway without the wings hitting each other. And they would have to stagger their taxi traffic on the runways, otherwise they'd have a plane crash. So, one of the reasons why there's different runways at the new airport is because there's space for 2 planes to be taxiing next to each other on the runways, which greatly increases speed and efficiency of travel.
One of the main reasons behind this conspiracy is the AUAG symbol that can be found in front of one of the murals depicting genocide. The reason this symbol is very frightening is it stands for the Australian antigen, which is a deadly hepatitis strain that has been found by one of the funders of the airport.
Well, since he was funding the airport, and he discovered, was he the person who discovered the AUAG?
Yes, he was.
Well, given he's probably a fairly prominent scientist, he might have just been prominently listed in modern advancing technology. And as this airport does have many greater technologies than the old one did, he probably was very involved in it with funding and maybe not directly related to AUAG. But at the same time, it's still suspicious that it's written there. Where is it written?
It's written right in front of the main mural that is depicting genocide, and I believe it has a shadowy figure in a gas mask with a machine gun and a knife. The knife is stabbing a dove, which is the symbol for peace.
Is there anything else that the AUAG symbol could stand for?
Yes, the AUAG symbol stands for gold and silver as well, which could also be taken as wealth.
Which maybe it might help explain this very suspicious $3.1 billion over budget.
Yes.
Well, maybe that they were given their initial budget, but they came up with these totally more interesting ideas that would make the airport more efficient and allow for more expansion and more traffic and more speed. So they built it a lot over budget. What was their original budget, incidentally?
I'm not exactly sure. I believe it was like $1.7 billion for the original budget.
So that's a significant jump. However, they may have been allowed to go over their budget without them just kind of ignoring the rules. Maybe they were given the rules, they were allowed to go over budget, but at the same time they couldn't. They had permission to go over budget.
What is also suspicious is that these $3.1 billion actually came from an unidentified donor. So the donor is anonymous, which is very strange in my opinion.
What is the percentage of buildings that go over budget?
I would guess a lot of buildings.
Actually, probably very much.
Yeah.
If you've seen those buildings in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, they're so grand, extreme architecture, huge, just dwarfing skyscrapers. Even these are, but they they're over budget. They're sometimes way more extravagant than they need to be. Of course, they're amazing works of architecture, but they still go over budget. And DIA, maybe its greater initial budget allowed it more momentum to go way over budget.
Let's talk a little bit about the New World Order and the Illuminati.
What exactly are the Illuminati? I've always been kind of hazy on that.
Yeah, it's a group of elite individuals who contain and they have a lot of power and wealth, and they envision a society where it is very easy to control and influence other people.
What is your proof that the Illuminati even exist?
There is no current proof that the Illuminati exists. The only proof that I can find is that on the dollar bill sign, on the dollar bill on the back, there is a triangle with an eye in it, which is the symbol for the Illuminati.
I think the Illuminatis came from that.
Yeah,
the dollar bill
that
didn't come from the Illuminatis.
Could be true.
But do you think that that's just a coincidence?
Yes, I do believe that is a coincidence.
I bet you that symbol with the pyramid with the
I bet it
second
has some
section of
hidden
the eye.
meaning
I
as
bet
well.
you it's some old
cultural some cultural symbol.
Well, and one thing that is kind of silly is everyone's was initially really crazy about how the runways are shaped like a swastika. It's actually backwards. So, but maybe from the ground it looks the right
possibly.
way.
Yep.
um,
The tunnel systems, I believe there was 83 square miles of tunnel systems. And I think one of the other conspiracy channels, they also said that when they interviewed the airport staff, they said it was for a baggage system that was highly advanced at the time, but is no longer in use. Is that suspicious at all?
Well, yeah, that sounds like a lot more space than I guess they would use for a baggage system, unless they took these $3.1 billion and just went crazy and just made kind of a dumb mistake and had nothing to do with it. But also, they weren't allowed to go down there to really figure it out, certain people. But you see, it's hard to get the kind of clearance to do that. For example, one story is when some people accused George Bush of being some reptilian alien from outer space and said, you know what? And this is some totally random group of people. They said, come here to this place at this time and prove to us that you're not an alien. Well, guess what? He didn't show up. Okay, well, that they initially probably interpreted that as, oh, he didn't show up to prove he wasn't, so maybe he is this crazy reptilian creature. But if you think about it, why would the President of the United States go to meet these mysterious people to prove he's not an alien? On a governmental, political standpoint, that would seem trivial.
Yes.
So, while this isn't as extreme as that, it still shows that just because people don't let you down underground doesn't mean that there's something specific there that they don't want you to see because it's some crazy conspiracy.
Yep.
One of the other suspicious conspiracy parts of this is that the Queen of England buying property around the DIA area under a fake name. Ben, what do you think about that?
First of all, I think that the Queen of England has very good tastes, but second of all, I mean, why would she buy property by DIA? I honestly do not know.
There's planes flying overhead all the time. That's one of the reasons why
People believe that it could be leading to an underground base or an underground bunker of some sort.
But we must keep in mind that while much of these quote-unquote facts are very suspicious at times, some of them can be even fully disproven, some only partially disproven, but some of these, maybe we just don't have enough knowledge to either prove or disprove as relationship to a conspiracy.
While investigating this conspiracy, we are not fully proving or disproving this conspiracy, but just stating the facts and our opinions around this conspiracy. Please feel free to leave your comments and further conspiracies that you would like us to investigate in the description below.
Thank you for watching Conspiracy Bros, Theories, Conspiracies, and Controversies. Please keep in mind that what we talk about is almost entirely entertainment purposes only, and you should take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Thank you.